but I wanted to double pin you on the 11K. You're saying it's going to go to 11K Bitcoin. I say it's not, and I want to tell you the
No, I
reasons.
said that it could.
You said it could. You said it could. So, my bad. So I wanted to say the reasons why I think it will not. And first of all, Richard Hart says that, and I want to see obviously your reaction. So Richard Hart says that the reason why is because last cycle it dipped 85%. This cycle it has to dip 85%. But the reality is that last cycle bottom to top was like 100x, and now we're a 17x. So I think it would be befitting to dump less as well. So that's one. I could give you the other ones, or you can knock that down, whichever one you prefer.
Bitcoin is highly centralized. It's controlled by large entities. Any one of those people could have a bad day. We've got a lot of coins that are being held by litigation. There are so many black swans that could still, because centralized exchanges control the majority of Bitcoin, which they do, because even those wallets that own it leave their freaking coins on exchanges. Okay. So, you got to understand, there is a very important reason why I try to explain to people that HEX isn't correlated, because it isn't linked to the centralized exchanges. It isn't linked to those VC entities. Okay. They're not participating in HEX. All right. And that's why things can happen in either ecosystem that do not affect the other. They're two different worlds. Okay. And yes, like I said, if there's a giant earthquake, it shakes everybody's house. But they are two different enclosed ecosystems. And I don't trust Bitcoin because I remember the 2018 BART patterns. I remember the Darth Maul candles, the liquidate leverage positions. I remember all those patterns, and I haven't seen those yet. And those patterns are specifically the institutions extracting value out of Bitcoin, which I haven't seen them do on that level. Okay. They print a bunch of tether. They buy up a bunch of Bitcoin with that tether. After they long their position, they extract that value. They then take that value and short that position, and then they sell it down on the market. And retail is the one that suffers for it. So, because there is no, that is their closed system. They can do whatever the hell they want. So I don't trust Bitcoin. Bitcoin was great when it wasn't institutionalized. But since everybody was begging for the institutions to come, well, you get what you get.
Well, I'll say about that, maybe I could answer that by saying that point, there was a lot less liquidity. So it was a lot easier to play those games. Maybe this time it's not really so possible.
But they have the liquidity. That's where you got to understand the liquidity and the routing of the games. Look, okay. Let me explain how the VCs played this game. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Why did FTX coin dump? Because they controlled the available supply that was on the market, and they were able to buy their own coin. They used their coin as saying, hey, our coin is worth this much. Can we borrow some money? And Binance is doing the same thing with the BNB coin. They own 99.25% of all the supply. That is why the price is stable. But it's stable because no regular person actually owns any. When they sell, they just buy their own coin back, increase their holdings. But what they do is they're able to say, I've got this coin that has this really high market cap. Can I borrow some money? So they're using it as a tool, as leverage to borrow money and not really selling coins. So the coin holds its value because there aren't any circulating. Mm-hmm. Not really. So this is the kind of game that they play. If Binance were to sell their own coins to the market, that's when the price goes down. But I don't think there's really any buyers for it. I don't really think there are many buyers for a $300 coin that is as centralized as Binance is. People might use it for their trading fees or whatever, but what it shows is The top 100 holders own 99.25% of it. Yet everybody wants to point at HEX and say it's too centralized. Guess what? Top 500 wallets in HEX own 70%. By the way, the top 500 wallets, not all of them are OA. Telling you that right now.
Yeah, I agree with everything that you said. I guess just maybe
But
yeah, okay. No, just to pit, no, with regard to the centralization and BNB, but Bitcoin, another thing is like, it's first of all, so you said the 4-year cycle's on, and if we have a local low, which means lower than 15,500, that breaks the 4-year cycle, and it would be the longest top to bottom in Bitcoin history. Another thing is that basically you have all this bad news, like the Voyager bankruptcy. Digital Currency Group, was kind of like hanging over everyone, like I forget what the analogy is, but like something that's going to drop on everyone's head, and
Black Swan.
Yeah, a black swan, and nobody's selling. So I feel like we've kind of gotten to that point where if you would have sold on bad news, if you're the kind of person holding Bitcoin that would sell on bad news, you would have sold it already. And we're kind of at that point where it's like hardcore
situation
holders.
is like with Binance, where the institutions own the majority of Bitcoin, and it's time to pump the price again.
Okay, so you believe the bottom's in too. We're not getting 11K.
No, I believe I believe we're in disbelief.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're in the disbelief phase where it's going to be it's natural to go. See, the problem is, like I said, there are 2,000 wallets in Bitcoin that could just smash the price.
Yeah.
There are 2,000 wallets. People are like, oh, but Richard can smash the price. Yeah, you got one dude that's proud of his own.
That everybody knows who it is. Right? That everybody knows who it is.
Yeah. He's not going to smash his own statue. He's not going to smash his own monument of fame here. Mm-hmm. He wants to point at it and go, hey, everybody, look what I built. Isn't it awesome? He's not going to smash his own stuff. But in Bitcoin, there are 2,000 wallets that can drive that price below $1,000. 2,000 variables that can drive that price below $1,000. And you know what? Guess what? HEX doesn't have to move if it does.